Stephen A. Smith is $100 million man. He's going at it with LeBron James. We're going to talk about a lot of items, but it's a Stephen A. edition of Marchand and Meterparel. Everybody loves sports media. I'm Andrew Marchand. He's John Meterparel. Meet, as always, great to see you. Big news with Stephen A. We're going to get to a lot of topics today, but that's going to lead us off.
Yeah, the agenda. But first, everybody loves sports media.
Oh, you did the sing. Yeah, I didn't ask for the singing because I didn't know. I don't want to put you on the spot. That's 3 weeks in a row. We're going to have to get some feedback, do some research on how people feel about the everybody loves sports media. And who sings it better?
Oh,
There
boy.
could be a
the
matchup.
pitch.
Meterparel versus Marchand. Who sings it
American
better?
Idol has already started, so we got to get Carrie Underwood on this quickly.
The Masked Singer with Marchand and Meterparel.
The Masked Singer. I love it, yes. We both would be voted off quickly. Here's the agenda, Andrew. Why Stephen A. Smith's $100 million deal is a blockbuster. LeBron versus Stephen A. Who you got? And what's the latest on the MLB deal?
Yeah, we'll get into that. Maybe they cut up the ESPN deal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's Iron Eagle time with March Madness beginning. We had him on last week as the main event. This week, SNY president, the home of the Mets, Steve Rabb, is the guest. So we get into all of Major League Baseball and the RSNs with Steve. A very intelligent conversation. And then ESPN had UFC issues on Saturday. That's a problem.
Yes, it is, but we have loads of questions for you as well.
Yes, we went to every Sunday. We always put that out on X, Blue Sky, and AndrewMarchand.com. If you have questions, just go there over the weekend. I always put that out there, and you can reply and ask a question. If you want to listen to the whole podcast, AndrewMarchand.com, AndrewMarchand.com to become a full-time subscriber. As always, we're sponsored by our friends at WSC Sports, Discovery Network, your team, your network, your league. If you're a publisher, you integrate live video and highlights from the world's top leagues and teams, providing new content experiences for your users. And if you're a rights holder, turn monetization on automatic and help new fans discover your content. Ask about WSC Sports Discovery Network solution. It's in the show notes or your email. You just click on the link, go to the upper right-hand corner, yellow button, demo, tell them Marchand sent you. Then next week, Tuesday, March 18th, Off the Record with me, Andrew Marchand, presented by WSC Sports. The featured guest is Jimmy Pitaro. We have a link in there if you want to sign up. It's going to be about 45-minute discussion with Pitaro about the future of sports media and technology. And just for the audience there, it's limited capacity. It's free, but if you sign up, you're not guaranteed to get in. They'll be sending out, if you got a spot, here in the near future, so look for that. Again, sorry we can't accommodate everyone because of small space, and then subscribe, AndrewMarchand.com, AndrewMarchand.com to subscribe.
Buffalo chicken dip, chips and salsa, maybe
I think
accoutrements.
some cocktails too.
Cocktails! Oh
Yeah.
my, are we going to have a special Andrew Marchand cocktail? Little
know.
Bay Breeze, maybe?
No, what would you call it? What drink?
I love the Bay Breeze. It's
The
Malibu,
Bay Breeze.
pineapple juice, and cranberry.
All right. I don't know. I'd have to think. I like gin and tonics, so I don't know, but that's already
See,
kind of
you're,
taken.
You're straight out of Mad Men. You're a dignified drinker. Not me, man.
I'm not that big a drinker, actually. I'm not a good. I actually had my first mocktail during the Super Bowl.
Mocktails defeat the purpose, don't they, though?
Yes, they do. They do. I don't know. We could get deeper into this. Maybe later in the maybe later in our podcast history here, we'll get deeper into
I think we do need to do this. We need to do a breakdown of food, drinks, get everybody involved at AndrewMarchand.com. But what is up in your world?
What's up? I think it's obvious. Stephen A. Smith, $100 million contract. Is there anything else that needs to be said? 5 years. Stephen A. will do First Take. He'll do a little some other things as well, but mostly just First Take. It will free him up to do even more on politics, appear other places. But ESPN felt like they could not lose Stephen A. So a 5-year, $100+ million contract for Stephen A. gets my what's up. Who do you got?
That's a good one. Do you imagine when you get that first direct deposit alert and you see, I don't know, $6 million
I don't know. Let's see, 20. I think it'd be a little less. It'd probably be they get paid every 2 weeks. You're probably talking about like 1.5 mil or so.
Oh
And
my
look, I know there's gonna
goodness.
be people out there doing the math and like, well, because I did that. I had that mistake the other day where I couldn't add up to 10. So no way that math was correct. So text or tweet at me if I got that math correct. How much $20 million is if you're getting paid 26 times a year?
Similar to what the joy I get when I get your alert that you paid me. So
It's LA.
my
Money's money.
it is
Money is
absolutely. I'm
money.
I'm not complaining. What's up in my world? That would be one Mike Breen. I feel like this guy. Is it possible that a Hall of Fame announcer is underrated? I listened intently on Saturday when the Celtics played the Lakers, a game that was heavily watched around the country. And Breen just makes it so easy. He makes it sound so easy. He integrates his analysts, whether it's Burke and Richard Jefferson now, or back in the day with Van Gundy and Jackson. A very calming listen for everybody involved. He supplements with information, great info on LeBron James throughout the night. He sprinkles it in. He knows the narrative. He knows the storyline. Just a pro, and a guy that you always want to listen to if you're an NBA fan.
All right, I'm going to stick with the NBA for my what's down. Draymond Green, Karl Anthony Towns had to miss a game because his girlfriend's close friend died of cancer. He was mourning with her. This is Draymond Green on his podcast talking about Karl Anthony Towns missing the Golden State game because he said Jimmy Butler was there. And we know the actual real reason. Here's Draymond.
That was a big game for us. And obviously they ain't had a cat. Some would say he didn't play because Jimmy was in the building. I don't know.
Yeah. Draymond later said he was sorry about the news, but that's what he heard. We got it now. So Draymond, if I ever report on you, I'm just going to say, well, that's what I heard. I mean, again, and that's the thing that athletes kind of do a little bit, in my opinion. That's really bad, and the media is getting a bad rap all the time, and some of it's deserved, some of it's not, and it's politics, it's sports. But the thing about the media is for 99% of the actual media, I'm not talking about aggregation or people just posting. I'm talking about actual media reporters. We don't just go on, that's what we heard. That's why sometimes I get feedback from people who get mad when you check out something that ends up not being true, but it's like, that's the job. I'm supposed to check it out, even if it's wild. And that's why I'm asking you to find out if it's accurate or not. So a big what's down goes to Draymond Green.
Yeah, it's called journalistic integrity. Obviously, clearly, he probably didn't take many journalism classes, I'm guessing, at Michigan State. Who knows? Maybe he did and just was absent that day. But that's something hopefully he will learn from. My what's down is LeBron James. The beyond the pale confrontation with Stephen A. Smith courtside. Megalomania run amok. LeBron, have you heard of, Starbucks to pick a confrontation? Take a page out of Jordan Schultz's playbook. A text, a phone call, an email. Do you really have to do it courtside where there's 12,000 people that are still in the arena watching and people with flip phones like Andrew has or an iPhone and taking videos? That was just, I know he has issues, and Stephen A. Smith did a good job following up on that, saying that it was his fault for picking on Bronny James, but it really wasn't, because Bronny James is a pro and Stephen A. Smith is paid to give his opinion. So LeBron, just pick a better place. It didn't seem right. It's fitting that Larry David was there because that was a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
We're going to get deep into that second question. This part of the podcast was free. The rest of it, you have to upgrade to Andrew Marchand at andrewmarchand.com, andrewmarchand.com to upgrade your subscription to hear the full podcast and all of our podcasts, including Ian Eagle, who was hilarious last week, Steve Rabb coming up this Thursday, the president of SNY, the Mets Network. What do we got for the questions?